Welcome into Giants Training Camp Report presented by Investors Bank. Coming up on the show, we'll talk special teams as our Brandon London catches up with punter Riley Dixon, plus a new episode of Giants Life. But first, I'm Madelyn Burke, joined by Super Bowl champion Shaun O'Hara. And Shaun, Friday last week, we saw the first game-like action with this Giants team as they had that inter-squad scrimmage. How has this team continued to build off of that as they continue to push each other in practice? Yeah,
it's always fun to put the pads on and go live. The intensity cranks up, the energy cranks up, and I know as a player that's when you get to kind of master all of your crafts and use all your techniques in a live scene. And I think from the scrimmage, Madelyn, the thing that jumps out at you is the defense is flying around the football and the number of turnovers created through interceptions, ripping the ball out, passes batted down. The defense seemed like they were always one step ahead of the offense. So that's typical in training camp. Usually they start out first and then the offense has to play catch up. But I think it's great when you see the coaching points, and the focal point has been get your hands on the football, knock it out, punch it out, rip it out, pull it out of the air, and you're seeing that come to fruition defensively, which is really good. If you're Patrick Graham, it's a great sign. And if you're Joe Judge, you've got to be pleased with that.
Well, you mentioned for the coaching staff, too, this had to be key for the coaches to have that first experience of communicating with the players. I mean, we talk a lot about the players communicating with each other as they try to get on the same page. But coaches communicating with players in this kind of setting, how key is that right now?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for the coaches to step out of the huddle and not be the babysitter in there telling guys what they have on each play and knowing if somebody's struggling with something. So we even saw Joe Judge take a step back and just kind of oversee the big picture. When the coordinators can now get on the sidelines, they need practice too, calling the play in. I remember, talking to some young quarterbacks, and they say, well, sometimes it's hard to hear in your ear when they call the play in. So even practicing that and getting the personnel in, substitutions, all of that are things you have to work on to go along with the tackling and breaking tackles and the live aspect of the play.
Well, and as you mentioned, Joe Judge took a step back, wanted to kind of take it all in. And after he took it all in and watched some of the film on Friday's scrimmage, he spoke about what he saw. He said he was pretty pleased earlier this week.
Well, I liked the way everyone came out and competed. That definitely showed up on the tape. Guys were flying around. Guys were playing fast. I thought we had good communication on both sides of the ball. We had a lot of substitution situations that both sides handled, accordingly. You saw a lot of young guys step up, play faster on Friday than we had earlier in the week. You could tell they're getting more confident, comfortable within the scheme. That was definitely something that showed up right away.
Coach Judge, of course, pleased with what he saw. And looking at that film, Shaun, I think one play that had to stand out was that interception from the young guy, Darnay Holmes.
Yeah, Darnay has impressed early on in training camp, and he's a competitor. And when that ball is in the air, he thinks it's his, so he's going to go out and get it. Certainly, he showed a little ability, too, after the catch. Think about this. He was a receiver in high school, had 14 touchdowns, so he knows what to do with the football. But I've been very impressed with Darnay for being physical, whether it's in the slot or whether he's on the outside like he was in that interception. He has not backed down from Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate. Physically, he's ready, and he's a very smart player, too.
It was a strong day, energetic day for the defense, but as we mentioned on that play, Darnay kind of ran it back and Andrew Thomas punched the ball out. The defense still ended up on top of it. But how key is it for these young guys to really learn the importance of not just making a play, but finishing a play at this time of year?
No doubt finish is what they're coaching and they're preaching. And to that point, I'm sure Darnay, he caught all kinds of heat back in the meeting room. Number one, you got tackled by an offensive lineman. Number two, you fumbled the ball. So ball security is paramount no matter what side of the ball you're on. But this is a very young team, and it's very energetic, and I think that's why you're seeing them. They're being coached hard by Joe Judge, by Pat Graham, by Jason Garrett, and I think that they appreciate the fact that they're being coached hard, and it's translating onto the field.
And for this young team, this time of year is really key for learning and those mental reps, as Darnay Holmes says.
Just the group of guys we have around us, just a lot of mentors, a lot of veterans, and a lot of guys who have been around, so I've always been a person that seek knowledge. And by seeking knowledge, you're able to use that and store it and have it around you so you're able to maneuver accordingly. It's not a battle of flesh and blood, but it's really a battle between your ears, which is your mental state, so really going up there with the uttermost confidence and focused approach about the task at hand.
You got to appreciate how this young guy, this rookie, is coming in and saying, you know what, I'm seeking knowledge. I'm trying to learn from the guys around me. And there's a lot of opportunity at this corner position.
Yeah, there is. And rookies like Darnay are godsends to veterans. When you have a guy that's eager to learn, that is seeking out information, intel. He's watching you during reps. He's learning quickly. He's obviously a quick study. He earned his degree in 3 years in college. So he's a very smart player, and you could see the instincts are there, and he's continuing to grow. He's stacking practice after practice. And as rookies, you sometimes you see they're up and then they're down. He's been very consistent. It's obvious that he loves the game of football, and it sounds like he's a great teammate as well.
Well, there's a lot going on out there on the practice field during training camp, but there's also a lot going on behind the scenes. So stay with us, because after the break, we've got a new edition of Giants Life as we go behind the scenes in training camp. We'll be right back here on Giants Training Camp Report, presented by Investors Bank. Introducing the official Giants checking account only from Investors Bank. Get the checking account that lets you score big. Giants Training Camp Report is driven by the Hess toy truck. The 2020 Hess Minis and first ever plush toy truck are available now, with the 2020 Holiday Hess toy truck coming November 2nd. All exclusively at HessToyTruck.com. Welcome back to Giants Training Camp Report, presented by Investors Bank. As training camp continues, there's also a lot going on off the field. We give you a behind-the-scenes look at Daniel Jones and the sophomores' training camp experience in this edition of Giants Life.
Yeah, I think the biggest, emphasis of mine coming into camp is really learning the system, making sure I'm, have a complete understanding of, what's expected of me and how, we want to execute certain plays and certain situations. So, a lot of things to learn and get out on the field and rep. So I think that's, our focus is making sure that we're, taking steps every day to do that and develop a understanding and really a confidence in what we're doing.
The game of football may be a spectator sport, but Daniel Jones didn't have to watch from the sidelines too long in 2019, as he wound up appearing in 13 games as a rookie. Now it's all about building off that experience in year 2. And after a virtual offseason, Jones is itching to apply what he's learned through a computer screen to the field.
Yeah, it was a good feeling to get back and get back in the building, get started, start meeting in person, start getting out on the field some and working out with the teammates. So, going into my second year in a new system, I want to pick that up as quick as I can, as well as I can, and making sure I'm, in control of, the offense and an understanding that, lets me do that.
Learning a new system is nothing new for Jones, as he went through the same exact process last year while adjusting to life in the NFL. Though this year, adapting has taken on a whole new meaning.
Obviously, the offseason was a little bit different this year with, meetings being virtual on Zoom and, meeting coaches, meeting, new teammates for the first time. I thought as a team, as a group, as an offense, I think we did a great job using what we had, using the resources we had, communicating and, really being engaged, locked in those meetings. And I thought we were able to, come out of the spring with a good level of understanding, of the offense, and we're able to get in these first, this first week of camp and get started.
Go!
If the quarterback is the face of the franchise, then Jones is the poster child of a youth movement for Big Blue. More than half the roster has played just 2 seasons or less in the NFL entering 2020. And with a young nucleus comes upside, potential, and intrigue. Characteristics the Giants are hoping to put all together for positive results.
Us being a youthful team is honestly a good thing. I think we got a lot of young talent, and that's really important. And I think that, we can all run, we can all play, we're durable. And I think we're just excited to get out there and play football this year. And I think it's going to be something that's really going to play to our advantage as the year goes on. Probably the biggest thing that I've learned from year 1 going into year 2 is just that you got to keep your head down and keep working. Every day you got to come in, you got to prove yourself, because there's guys trying to come in every day and get a job. So you can't ever relax, can't ever get complacent, can't ever think you've made it. And I think that's something, a mindset that has served me well.
Darius Slayton's perspective is on point. And the same could be said for the chemistry he and Jones developed as rookies, as 5 of Slayton's 8 touchdowns came courtesy of the former Duke standout. A nice foundation to work off of moving forward.
Our relationship with DJ has grown a lot, off the field this offseason. We had a little bit of time to get together, and then now that we're back together in the same building, I think just day in and day out, our relationship grows on the field. And, for both of us, it's our second offense and our second year, so it's kind of almost like being a rookie all over again. But, I know we're both learning fast. He's a really smart guy, so, I look forward to being able to learn this offense and get rolling with him.
While digesting a new offense, Sladen can also lean on another familiar face, as receivers coach Tyke Tolbert has returned for his third season with the team. Although there's familiarity when it comes to his positional coach, there's still several new voices in the mix, a group that has set an appropriate tone for training camp.
I think the new coaching staff has came in and they brought a good level of intensity. I definitely think that the level of urgency and intensity has gone up. And I think it's been something that's been really good for everybody, that urgency to get better, to be better, to be perfect on the field.
Improving as a team requires time, dedication, and hard work. So the grind of camp is nothing new for NFL players. After a few weeks of acclimating themselves to a unique setup with a very different feel, a day off is welcomed to unwind, reflect, and prepare for the challenges ahead.
Hey guys, Corey Ballantyne here, second-year player for the Giants, checking in.
Hey guys, it's Julian Love, DB for the New York Giants.
This is Dix Lawrence II.
Shane Zimenez here.
Hey guys, it's Ryan Conley here, just enjoying my off day in the middle of camp, just trying to get my body right and relax a little bit at home.
On my off day, I like to just get off my feet, rest my legs and, ice the bumps and bruises. It's a good time to catch up on TV shows that I can't watch throughout the week because I'm so busy.
In year two, I'm pretty much focused on just being a better leader, going out there and pushing my teammates just to be the best version of themselves as I'm competing every day to be the best version of myself.
Going into year two, I'm just focused on doing all the little things right. Big emphasis on taking care of my body, making sure I'm feeling good and explosive as possible every given Sunday.
Getting through the season healthy with this pandemic going on, just staying safe, making sure I keep people around me safe, continue to grow and put my best effort on the field.
Just becoming a better leader. I'm trying to lock in each day, work hard, and do things necessary so that during the season, I can make the plays that I want to be making.
So far camp's been great, just getting to see my teammates again after that long time off. It's nice to see everybody, even though we're masked up and staying apart. It's so fun to, be back with the team.
It's been a real unique situation, but, we're doing a good job, putting our best foot forward and staying safe. And we're looking forward for a big year and just ready to compete.
I think everyone's buying into the culture that we're trying to build. We're really perfecting the details and trying to work on our crafts.
So far camp has been a grind. We've been really getting after each day and just trying to be the best that we can be. Everyone's holding each other accountable. We're really trying to have fun and enjoy this year. And so that's our goal. But thank you, appreciate you guys. Take care.
Coming up after the break, we'll hear from Graham Gano, Riley Dixon, and talk special teams. Stay with us. We've got that and much more coming up here on Giants Training Camp Report, presented by Investors Bank. Giants Training Camp Report is driven by the Hess Toy Truck. The 2020 Hess Minis and first ever plush toy truck are available now, with the 2020 Holiday Hess Toy Truck coming November 2nd, all exclusively at HessToyTruck.com.
It's been very smooth. Riley and Casey have been very good with, the operation. It's been really surprising how quickly we've just picked it up. And it's nice to be behind a line of scrimmage again. And it's fun. This is what I enjoy doing. And it's just nice to be back playing football again.
Welcome back to Giants Training Camp Report, presented by Investors Bank. That was Giants kicker Graham Gano, and with a head coach coming from a special teams background, let's take another opportunity to hear from another specialist as our Brandon London chats with Riley Dixon.
Now, Riley, Coach Joe Judge comes from a special teams background. How involved is he in the day-to-day, and how's his special teams unit coming together as a group?
Joe's been awesome. I mean, not only as a head coach, but being another guy with the special teams, just another eye on us. He's awesome, but we've got T-Mac and Quinn in there, and those guys have been doing an unbelievable job getting us ready and making sure we're taking all the steps we need to be ready for our games on Sundays.
All right, and you guys have lost Cody Core due to injury, and you lost Michael Thomas due to free agency. Who are some guys that can step up on this special teams unit and be leaders?
We've got a lot of guys in the room that are ready to step up. Nate Ebner's been unbelievable, getting everybody ready and making sure everybody's on the same page with the protections, and that goes for both sides of the ball, punt return, kickoff return as well. Casey Kreider, big long snapper coming in. He's been awesome getting everybody ready. David Mayo. The list goes on and on. I mean, our guys are ready to rock and roll, and I couldn't speak any higher of the guys that we got in the room.
And another guy we lost due to retirement was longtime long snapper Zach Diassi. In comes Crater. How's that dichotomy been like with you two?
Me and Casey played together in Denver. We came in together in Denver, so we established a good relationship early on, and we had some success together. So, it's like an old baseball glove or an old shoe. I mean, we fit right in, and Casey's been doing an awesome job making sure me and Graham are working on the same page. So it's been awesome.
How excited are you to work with Graham Gano?
Graham is awesome. I mean, he's only been here for a couple days now, and I'm just learning so much from him in the way that he operates. I mean, he's a accomplished veteran, and his resume is pretty substantial. So I'm taking it day by day, learning from him, figuring out the way he wants everything, and just catering everything to him to make sure he's got everything in place to be the best field goal kicker he can be. So, like I said, I'm learning from him, and he's an awesome dude. So, I'm really excited to work with him.
Hey, thanks, Riley. Good luck with the rest of training camp, and good luck with the season.
Thanks, Brandon.
All right, Shaun, obviously Riley Dixon coming back this year, but there are some new pieces in the special teams unit as well this season. How important are these training camp practices to get on the same page and get that timing down?
Yeah, Madelyn, we call it the battery, the long snapper, the holder, and the kicker. They've got to be one heartbeat. You've got to be in sync, and you can only get that through reps. So I know Casey Kreider, he and Riley Dixon, they're trying to make sure that Graham Gano is comfortable. He knows the snap's going to be there. He's not going to have to kick the laces. It's all about trust. So I know that's a big factor. And look, it's something that you can work on throughout practice because, you're not doing drills, you're not doing all those other things. So you'll see them working on their own and trying to get that timing down, trying to get the placement down. And of course, for Riley Dixon, it's all about the hands. If you're going to be a great holder, like Jeff Fiegels was, you better have great hands.
Well, and you were a long snapper as well. Zach Diassi, of course, retired this offseason. Casey coming in to be at that position. Is it hard to replace somebody after you've had somebody in that spot for such a long time?
It is, and I think the life of a long snapper is you're only as good as your last snap. So Casey knows that. Zach Diassi knew that. Zach did a great job. I remember when he came in as a rookie, and you know what? He was just eager to learn and eager to work. And I think that as long as Casey does that, he'll have a nice long career as well.
Well, and also earlier this week, Graham Gano talked about his relationship with Lawrence Tynes. Two-time Super Bowl champion Lawrence Tynes, having that connection. He says, he wants to follow in his footsteps. That's a lofty goal to have in this organization, but how clutch is it to have a connection or a conversation with somebody who's been in this organization before?
Well, I think kickers, they're special people to begin with. We all know that. But to have somebody like Lawrence Tynes with his pedigree, with his ability to make clutch kicks, it's certainly a nice sounding board. It's nice to be able to talk to him about, hey, what are some of the things that you did to make sure mentally you were ready to go every single practice and every single game and didn't shy away from the moment. So anytime you have a veteran like that to lean on, maybe there's some certain drills that he can help you out with to work on your own, to help you with your accuracy, to help you with your distance. Those are things that you love to have as a young player.
Got to love to have it. And it's a great mentor to have right there. Not too shabby of a guy. All right, we've got lots more to come on the show. Stay with us. Giants Training Camp Report presented by Investors Bank. We'll be right back. Giants Training Camp Report is driven by the Hess Toy Truck. The 2020 Hess Minis and first ever plush toy truck are available now with the 2020 Holiday Hess Toy Truck coming November 2nd, all exclusively at HessToyTruck.com. Welcome back to Giants Training Camp Report presented by Investors Bank. Shaun, we've seen these guys in pads, in full pads for over a week now. There's a lot of energy, a lot of effort out there on this field. Is it hard to stay that gassed up and that fierce in these practices at this point?
It is. It's always a challenge. And you talk about being a pro. Being a pro means finding a way physically to bring your best, to be 100%, and mentally to be locked in. And after you have a scrimmage and you have a live aspect of it, you get jazzed up, the adrenaline gets going. So sometimes the practices after that scrimmage, it could take a little while to get the diesel engine rolling again. I think we saw in the scrimmage, Madelyn, the defense really had a lot of plays, and they may not had a lot of pass breakups, interceptions, took the ball away. I thought the offense responded well. They bounced back with some big plays of their own. Corey Coleman had a couple of nice catches on some deep balls, and Evan Ingram also had a really nice catch on a nice deep throw by Daniel Jones.
Evan Ingram, Shaun, is one guy Coach Judge has said he loves to watch practice. We love to watch him practice too. We love watching all these guys practice, and we will be here keeping you updated with what we're seeing on Giants Training Camp Report as training camp continues. Thanks for hanging with us today. For Shaun O'Hara, I'm Madelyn Burke. We'll leave you with some sights and sounds from the practice field.
Better. Press him off you, press him off you, press him off you. Hold him, hold him. Go, That's what I'm looking for, man.